What is up, everybody? Today I want to go through a step-by-step for the most recent video that I shot. But I really want to focus today on pre-production. First, for a video, the most important thing is to have a client in the first place, or at least somebody who's interested in working with you, right? Sometimes the client will have a rough idea in mind already. Other times they will give you total creative control, which is awesome. Regardless, you need to figure out what their budget is. The point is, you don't want to waste each other's time. So it is important to understand what the client's budget is as well as their vision. Then you want to determine if it's feasible given the budget. My number one rule is do not sell yourself short. Whatever the client's budget is, you need to make sure that you are able to pay your crew out as well as yourself. Ideally, we all want to put out the best work possible, but we still need to make sure we can put a roof up over our heads. For example, if a client has a $1,000 budget for a music video, you need to ask yourself this: how many shoot days will I need? What will be the total amount of shoot time? How much time will it take for me to put the treatment together? The shot list? Will I be the one scouting locations, or is the client willing to do this part? If so, do they understand how production insurance and permits work? Do they know there may be hidden fees included in the space rentals? Lastly, how much time is it going to take to edit and color the video? Yes, you can outsource the editing and coloring, but how much money is that going to take out of the budget? Drive time, gas money, the list goes on. These are questions that many interested parties aren't aware of. Many people simply think that the 8-hour shoot day is the extent of your time. And why would somebody who is not working in your field understand all the nuances that go along with it? That's why putting together a budget breakdown can come in handy. When the client sees the work you plan on doing on paper, it makes it more palatable for them. The biggest thing is you don't want to take a budget that ends up costing you more money in the long run. Budget plus vision leads to treatment. What I mean by that is, sure, it would be amazing to shoot a music video on an RE with Supreme Primes or Cook Anamorphics. It would be amazing to have a first AC, a cam op, a steady cam op, a gaffer, lighting programmer, director of photography. The list goes on. It would be amazing to have 3 12-hour shoot days at 3 amazing locations. But look at your budget. Understanding the type of locations, the type of crew, and the type of equipment you can afford will influence the narrative as well as the shot list. For this shoot, for example, originally I wanted to shoot in a deep heated pool. During the winter, it's really difficult to find a heated pool for a reasonable price, let alone a deep one. Second, shooting in a pool meant I needed an underwater housing and a camera that is compatible with that underwater housing, for example. It takes a lot of energy to heat a pool in the cold, so most people charge an additional fee just to heat the pool. So to simply film in a heated pool for 2 hours costs $750 out of the budget. The pool ended up being 6 feet deep, which meant we had to get more creative with our shots to make it look like we were deeper underwater, and we just sort of had to work around it. Another vision that I had was for there to be a performance lighting reveal. For this vision, I saw an anamorphic look, which meant I had to rent another piece of equipment and another space, a stage. So the last setting was a specific kind of shower. We had envisioned a transition from wiping the mirror of a car to wiping the fog off of a shower glass. This meant finding a specific type of shower. I had to find out exactly how much everything would cost and how I would be able to get the best deals without compromise. For me specifically, that meant finding a place that was affordable, had a shower I was looking for, as well as the heated pool, And this was not an easy task. Keep in mind, locations have hidden fees, and pool heating fees tend to be one of them, as well as cleaning fees. Many of them require production insurance, which if you haven't dealt with, it can be very, very expensive and require short-term workers' compensation. Producing is a puzzle, and honestly, it's a creative endeavor just as much as filming, directing, or editing. So anyway, once I was aware of what I could afford to spend and what that meant I was capable of shooting, I created the treatment. I knew my 4 settings: my stage, my pool, my shower, and the car, my budget, and the narrative. So usually some sort of mood board is part of this process, and I personally love using Shot Deck. For those who are curious, Shot Deck is a library of stills from movies. So anyway, once the treatment was approved, we moved forward to the shot list. Now the shot list is another area where one needs to determine how realistic the shots they want to get are versus the team and equipment that they are working with. I knew I was not going to be able to afford a Steadicam or an easy rig. There'd be no cranes, dollies, or car mounts, so that limited the type of shots I could get as well. Fortunately though, I had my own lighting equipment and a gaffer friend who was able to help take some weight off. Another thing is, I'm fortunate that I do have experience directing, producing, and being a director of photography, so I was kind of able to take on more roles than I usually do. But obviously that means you're not able to work at maximum capacity because you're being spread pretty thin. But I did it anyway since there was a small cast, and I had a few friends help. One of my friends gaffed and did BTS, and the other one, Life Looks You in the Face, was a production manager and assistant director. So there are a few things that I do want to note. Number 1, for the best results, make sure you have a crew. We all want to be proud of the work we put out, right? And we'd be cheating ourselves if we tried to take on everything and it meant we were not happy with the finished product. Having a solid team is important and only elevates the production. Just like you want to be proud of your work, they want to be proud of their work too, so that they have something to show on their portfolio. Number 2, don't take on something you can't handle. I've seen this time and time again. Maybe you've made a commitment to your client that required a Steadicam or VFX, and you could not deliver that due to budget or time constraints. Maybe you aren't the best editor, but you wanted to net a little bit more profit from the project, and you ended up getting backed into a corner. There are ways to handle these situations. Frankly, they all require more tactful budgeting. Number 3, make sure it's not just about the paycheck. Keep in mind, everything you put out showcases your work. Word of mouth works both ways. If people see little effort or compassion on your part, word will spread just as fast, if not faster, than if somebody was moved by the amazing piece of art that you put out. You gotta love what you do, people. You gotta believe in what you do. You gotta believe in your circle. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one where I go over the production process of this video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Believe in yourselves and keep pushing.